Barry White was an American singer and songwriter with a signature bass voice and romantic persona. He achieved his greatest success in the 1970s. As a solo artist and with the Love Unlimited Orchestra, he crafted enduring soul, funk, and disco hits, including Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe, and You're the First, the Last, My Everything. This Grammy Award winner left a lasting mark on the music industry. Barry White's prolific career spanned 20 studio albums, with numerous versions and compilations achieving gold and platinum certifications worldwide. His record sales exceeded 100 million, solidifying his place as one of the best-selling music artists of all time. His musical influences included gospel legends and soul icons like James Cleveland, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, The Supremes, The Four Tops, and Marvin Gaye. White was nominated for 11 Grammy Awards, winning 2 for Staying Power at the 42nd Annual Grammy Awards in 2000. Barry White had an estimated net worth of $20 million at the time of his death in 2003. Regarding his cars, Barry White was known to have owned a 1979 Stutz 4-port, which was famously restored by Danny Coker for the White family. The Stutz 4-port was a luxury car produced by the Stutz Motor Company in the 1970s and 1980s, often referred to as the Car of Kings due to its popularity with Hollywood royalty. As for his assets, Barry White's estate included the rights to his music catalog, which continues to generate revenue. His discography includes 20 studio albums and numerous compilations, many of which have achieved gold and platinum status worldwide, contributing to his enduring legacy and the value of his estate. It's important to note that specific details about his assets, such as real estate or other possessions, are not publicly disclosed and therefore cannot be provided. Early life and education of Barry White. White was born Barry Eugene Carter on September 12, 1944, in Galveston, Texas to Melvin A. White and Sadie Marie Carter. His parents never married, so his mother gave him her last name, but he later took on the surname of his father. He grew up in the Watts neighborhood of South Central Los Angeles, California. He was the older of 2 children. His brother Daryl was 13 months younger. White grew up listening to his mother's classical music collection and first took to the piano, emulating what he heard on the records. White attended Jacob A. Riis High School and All-Boys Academy in Southeast Los Angeles. His voice experienced a sudden change at the age of 14, deepening dramatically. He described the transformation as a complete shift from his previous squeaky kid voice. This dramatic change even brought tears to his mother's eyes as she realized her child had grown into a man. In a 2000 interview, he further elaborated on this experience, recalling waking up one morning and frightening both himself and his mother with his newfound deep voice. At 16, White found himself incarcerated for 4 months after stealing Cadillac tires worth a staggering $30,000, approximately $290,000 today. During his time behind bars, a pivotal moment occurred when he heard Elvis Presley's "It's Now or Never" on the radio. This experience served as a turning point, inspiring White to redirect his life. On his 18th birthday, coinciding with the first day back for his graduating year, White felt a renewed sense of purpose. Skipping class, he walked to Capitol Records headquarters in Hollywood, mesmerized by the vibrant atmosphere. This encounter ignited his desire to work in the entertainment industry despite not possessing any formal musical training. Personal life. White's first marriage was to his childhood sweetheart, simply known as Mary. They wed when he was 19 but separated in 1969 and later divorced. In 1974, White married singer Glodian James, with whom he collaborated on the album Barry and Glodian in 1981. Although reports indicate they separated in 1988 and lived separate lives, they remained legally married until his passing in 2003. Despite their estrangement for over a decade, Glodian became the sole executor of his estate as his widow. Barry White fathered at least 9 children throughout his life. By the age of 16, he had 2 children with his first wife. With his second wife, Glodian James, White had 4 children. Their daughter Shahira became his assistant, while their son Barry Jr. played in the Love Unlimited Orchestra and served as his tour manager. Matt Kevin, another son from their marriage, worked in White's publishing administration. In 1962, White fathered a daughter named Denise Donnell with Gutha Allen. Denise discovered her biological father's identity in 1988 and, with White's support, changed her name to Denise White. However, after White's death, she filed a lawsuit against his estate when she stopped receiving financial support. A battle with weight and related issues. Throughout his adult life, White battled with weight issues and suffered from related health problems. He was also a heavy smoker, reportedly consuming 150 cigarettes per day, equivalent to roughly 7 to 8 packs. This lifestyle undoubtedly contributed to his health complications. Professional career. His career spanned nearly 5 decades, with his greatest success occurring in the 1970s as a solo artist and with the Love Unlimited Orchestra. But where did all this begin? White grew up in the Watts neighborhood of South Central Los Angeles, California. He was deeply influenced by the music of James Cleveland, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, The Supremes, The Four Tops, and Marvin Gaye. White's musical journey began early. He was drawn to his mother's classical music collection and started playing the piano, trying to emulate the sounds he heard. Rise to fame. White's professional music career took off in the 1960s when he worked as a session musician and later as an A&R man for a small, independent Los Angeles record label. His breakthrough came in 1973 with a series of albums and singles that featured lush orchestrations and elaborate production values. White's bass voice became his signature, speaking and singing over the orchestral arrangements. Peak years. During the peak of his career, White produced soulful hits like Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe, and You're the First, The Last, My Everything, which remain timeless classics. He recorded 20 studio albums, and his music was released worldwide. Achieving gold and platinum status. White had 20 gold and 10 platinum singles, with worldwide record sales exceeding 100 million records, making him one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Later career and legacy. Despite several albums over the next 3 years, White struggled to replicate his earlier successes, with no singles reaching the Billboard Hot 100 except for 1982's Change, which climbed into the Billboard R&B Top 20. Barry White passed away on July 4, 2003, but his legacy continues to influence artists and entertain fans around the globe. In addition to his music career, Barry White lent his distinctive voice to various media beyond music. In 1975, he voiced the character Brother Bear in the film Coonskin. He made numerous appearances as himself on The Simpsons. His voice graced commercials for various brands, including Oldsmobile, Jeep, and Arby's. Notably, White's voice can be heard in Apple's first iBook commercial. His music's prominence in dream sequences on the TV series Ally McBeal led to his guest appearances in 3 episodes. Illness and death. Early warning signs and stroke. In 1995, while on tour, White nearly collapsed after a performance. This incident served as a wake-up call, prompting him to take a break from performing. However, the following October, he suffered a stroke caused by high blood pressure. He slipped into a coma for 4 days but thankfully recovered a week later. Exhausting schedule and deteriorating health. Despite the warning signs, White continued to push himself. In 1999, while touring with Earth, Wind and Fire, he was forced to cancel a month's worth of concerts due to exhaustion, high blood pressure, and a demanding schedule. Friends and family reported that his health continued to decline in the early 2000s, with his last performances suffering from his weakened state. Kidney failure, dialysis, and stroke. In September 2002, White was hospitalized for kidney failure, a complication likely stemming from his chronic high blood pressure. He was also suspected to be diabetic. While undergoing dialysis and awaiting a kidney transplant, he suffered a severe stroke in May 2003, forcing him to retire from public life. In the final weeks of his life, he endured multiple seizures. Tragic passing and legacy. Sadly, White's health complications prevented him from receiving a kidney transplant. On July 4, 2003, at the age of 58, he passed away from cardiac arrest at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. His remains were cremated and his ashes were scattered in the ocean off the California coast. Thank you for watching. For more legendary content like this, make sure to subscribe and click on the bell notification.